people keep saying that, I keep making efforts to make the relationship better, but he just doesn't want to make any efforts to change. So that is exactly what we are going to talk today: men and change. Before we get on to that, my name is Aditya Pradosh and you are watching Pradology, a channel which has basically been created to talk about different topics for us to be able to, you know, have these discussions at home for a better future. Any topic related to relationships, family, psychology, spirituality, all those things, and life in general as well. So if you are interested in that, do subscribe to the channel. And also, if you have any suggestions on topics you would like me to talk about, let me know in the comment section. So, why do men actually find it hard to change? The simple answer is men basically don't want to change unless they are compelled to, or if they are put in a situation where they have to make that change, or else the situation will not work out in their favor. Now we might heard of people saying that I make so much effort, I do all these things for him, but he just doesn't want to change. Now my question is, if you are going to do all those things, all those efforts you are putting in as a person into the relationship without him actually making an effort to change, then you are already doing the things which he wants you to be doing. You are already putting in the effort and showing that this is the kind of person I can be in this relationship. But from his perspective, you are basically behaving the way he wants you to, which is being nice to him. So because of this, he would basically go, why is there a need to change when things are working fine? From my perspective, everything seems fine. What is the need for change here? And only thought which he will have is, you have certain expectations from me, I know that, but I am not able to fulfill those. So that is something which happens very normally in a relationship, and you have to understand that. This is the framework with which they come up with, in the mindset of not having to change because the relationship is working. But what they fail to realize is these are the exact expectations which are going to cost them the relationship at a later date. And by the time they get to realize it, it's already way too late. And this is the exact reason you will see many couples, after they separate, the women will be like, oh my god, this guy has changed so much after we got separated, or he has changed, he has become a better person after I have left him. Because after the separation has happened, only then the mind registers that he has to make certain changes, because of which things are not working out, or because of which the separation happened. Only after the separation has happened. But on the other hand, now the women and the men would like to get back into the same relationship because they feel in their own way they have become a better person, they have evolved as a person. But the point is, this man has a comfortable zone where he just didn't have the need to change, and he was being himself without having the thought of having to change, and he was comfortable being that way. Now when they get back, he'll get back to his old ways, and now the women will be like, why are you not behaving the way I want? When you showed me that you have changed, you have become a better person, but now you are behaving the same way you have always been. That is because they have that space which they have in that relationship represents their old ways of behavior, not the new ways of behavior, because they have become better as an individual but not as a couple. Because when you are talking about relationships, both the people involved have to work on the relationship, not on individual essence. So if the change is made, the change has to be made for the relationship, not for the individual's betterment. So if the change is made for individual betterment, when they get back into the relationship might not last long because the individual will get back to his old ways. Now, why is that the case? One of the main reasons I think is when men who are not in touch with their emotions, struggle with any kind of change because they find comfort in the space they are in the routine they have, and any kind of change is too hectic for them to handle. So for them, being in their own space and doing their own thing the way they have always done is a safe space. It's like their mother's womb where they felt safe. So any kind of change, it's like too drastic for them, or it's like a alarming situation where they just feel uncomfortable. So that is the reason you will see men will actually change only when things get out of hand. So it's like the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When the women in the relationship stay with them and life just goes on, they just don't bother with the need to change as it's just working. I mean, yes, we have fights, we have arguments, that's normal in any relationship, but they don't understand that the toxicity in the nature of the relationship has to be addressed, because the changes are being communicated for them to make the relationship work, but the man doesn't see the need to do it because it's working. So what is the basic solution for this? The solution is to teach emotions to kids, because I will come back to the same thing, because what people are going through right now, whether they can make the changes or whether they can become a better person, that depends on the individual. I can't talk about the men's society as a whole, because every individual is different. But what we can try to do about this is teach emotions to the kids, regardless of the gender. And for this, we have to make emotions, learning about emotions or understanding about emotions, part of the curriculum, so that kids can understand what it means to feel something, what kind of emotions they are feeling, what do they need to do with it. It is important for people to feel it, understand it, and be with those emotions so that they can process it whenever they need to. And only with that, they will come to understand the concept of empathizing with people, trying to give the space, time, and emotions for others' emotions, others' feelings and thoughts. And that is how you can make relationships better, because a person who is in touch with their emotions will be able to understand the emotions of others and be able to empathize with what is going on with them, and actually make the changes because there is a need to do it. Just by understanding the mental thoughts that is going on with the other individual, instead of them letting it be till the edge of the mountain and then the relationship falling off the cliff as well. So this understanding of emotions will actually make things better for the future. And I know it's a very it's a generational work which has to be done. We have to understand that men can feel emotions, but we just have a generation of men not knowing what to do with their emotions, because the only two emotions which you might have seen is angry and very angry from men. Other than that, if there is any emotions, they don't know how to show it, they don't know how to process it, they don't know what to do with it. And if they can't process it, they can't make the change, because intention in a relationship matters. What is the intention with which they want to make the change? If you are valued by a person, by the other person in the relationship, there is always light at the end of the tunnel, there is hope. But there has to be a reason for them to make the change, and that can happen only by understanding emotions and valuing the emotions of other individuals as well. I hope this kind of covered up this topic. If you have any other thoughts, let me know in the comment section, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.